Hello and welcome to this NDTV exclusive. It's a day after the Supreme Court passed a verdict cancelling all captive coal blocks allotted since 1993, claiming that these allotments were arbitrary and illegal. Now, since then, we've heard the lawyers involved in this case speak, but we've not actually heard from those who are most directly impacted by it, those who are actually involved in the mining of coal for steel and power and all the other end-use projects. I'm joined by someone who's a key player in the impact of this coal verdict, and that is Congress MP and industrialist Naveen Jindal, who I believe, Mr. Jindal, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're the single largest allottee of these coal blocks. You had 9 coal blocks allotted to you by this process, and therefore in some ways you have the greatest stake in what the court has said. Do you accept, Mr. Jindal, the essence and spirit of this court order when they say that all these allotments, including obviously those to you, was arbitrary and illegal?
Well, in my view, it was the far-sightedness of Government of India that it has been following these policies since 1993,
right,
which no other country in the world follows. And we successfully do that.
Yes.
And today, 20 years later,
Yes.
after following this policy has been followed by 6 democratically elected governments. There has been many more opposition parties also. There's been parliament, every other committee.
Yes.
After 20 years, we get to know that what we have been doing
Yes.
is all illegal. I mean, we feel very proud of the fact that we have created wealth for the country. These difficult coal blocks where there was no road, there was no railways.
Sure.
We have actually developed, we have created wealth for the country. We have
but
created
Mr.
jobs
Jindal,
for millions of people.
Okay.
Today we know that rather than being awarded,
Yes.
I mean, we are being penalized.
No,
For
but what about what the court has said? That the allocations made, the manner in which it was made by the screening committee, and I'm quoting from their order here, are arbitrary and illegal. The entire allocation of coal blocks suffers from the vice of arbitrariness and legal flaws. There was no fair and transparent procedure resulting in the unfair distribution of national wealth. So
Okay.
they're actually saying that you claim you made wealth for the country. They're actually saying the country lost out because of the manner in which people like you received coal blocks.
Okay, look, I do not want to comment on what the Honorable Supreme Court has said in its judgment. Okay, I do not want to comment on the judgment.
Okay.
I am just telling you how, as an investor, I feel.
You feel
When
it's
the-
a huge setback to you?
Not only to me, I am only part of this country. I am only one of the hundreds who have been allocated. My company is amongst the hundreds who have been allocated these coal blocks.
Yes.
But I feel this is the best policy being pursued by any other country in the world. So if we are following the best policy, and I would beg
it's
to
a
differ.
policy. You beg to differ with this.
I would beg to differ.
But
I have my own
do you
viewpoints.
accept, Mr. Jindal, at least do you accept the fact that the manner in which these blocks were allocated, that there was arbitrariness, there was illegality? Do you at least accept that?
Look, I can say that anything we do, we can always find faults with the system. There is nothing called perfect. If you were to hire 200 journalists in NDTV also, I'm sure they are all not the same type. Out of these more than 200 coal blocks being allocated,
Yes.
I'm sure some of them would have been wrong. Some of them. So that's why CBI is investigating into each and every coal block since 1993.
Okay, but that's why I want to
So,
come
I
to
mean,
you. But
who am I to say that everything was correct or everything was wrong? I do not hold a
No, but
brief
Mr.
for
Jindal,
everyone.
but Mr. Jindal, when
But
you
to say that-
okay, when you try to draw a distinction, as you
Yes.
seem to be, that you were all right, that the blocks allotted to you were
Not
okay,
only me, I would
but
say
the
most of
others,
them.
but
I'm
the others
saying-
are not.
No, I'm
but the
saying most of
CBI
them.
is probing you as well.
I'm
You're also
saying-
part of the CBI investigation.
Sure. I'm saying that most of them, I would say, are right. Most of them have done great job. These are those difficult coal blocks with very inferior quality of coal. Actually, in most countries of the world, they would not even touch such coal blocks.
No, but Mr.
We have-
Jindal,
yes.
can I just ask you that if you believe that most of the blocks are right, including yours, why is the CBI then probing you? Why are they probing
CBI
the allotment made to Jindal?
Okay, again, this matter, since it is under investigation, I do not wish to speak about it.
Yes,
CBI is investigating in one of the coal blocks in Jharkhand.
Yes.
In that coal block, in the last 7 years,
Yes.
we have not, if this is district Dumka, okay, and you can research this,
Yes.
in district Dumka, we have not been able to set foot inside the coal block. Okay, Naxalites or outlawed people are already mining there.
That's
One
a
second,
different
one second.
point.
No.
That is a different
That's
point.
not a different point. You must hear me
No,
out.
no, no. The
And
point
no,
they're
and-
making
no,
is that
you're saying-
there was corruption, an illegality
Yes.
involved in the manner in which the block was allotted to you.
Okay.
And that's why they filed an FIR against you.
All right.
And they're
FIR
actually claiming that there is evidence to suggest that there was quid pro quo between you and the minister at that time, Mr. Dasari Narayan Rao. What would you say to that?
This matter is under investigation. I can reply to everything, and I can vehemently deny.
Okay.
There was
you deny that there were
I
any kickbacks
absolutely
paid?
deny. I vehemently deny there was no quid pro quo, and then we have not done any wrongdoing. We have done exceedingly well. We are the best performer in this sector. That is why we have been allocated these coal blocks. And every coal block has been allocated against a end-use project.
Okay,
they
claim
that?
They claim that they have evidence of this because a company, a front company of Jindal, has paid an amount of 2.25 crore rupees
are you talking about,
into Dasari Narayan Rao's company, Saubhagya Media. They claim that that's what establishes the money trail.
No. That doesn't establish that is not our company. End of the chapter. That company is not ours. And whatever one of our companies had lent money
Yes.
to this company on interest, and that money was returned to us in 2011. If somebody borrows money from us on interest, what they
so that
do
was
with that?
your company then? At least you accept it was your company
No,
our
company
offered the loan.
Of course, there's nobody denying that. It was one of our companies which had given a loan to a company. That company which had taken loan had invested in that company, which we learn now.
Yes.
So what they do with their money, we don't control that. They had invested in the stocks of that company. Somebody could have invested in stocks of NDTV. So what does that mean?
No,
I mean, it was all a legal activity.
Well, it could be one way of how money is rooted nowadays. If you want to pay a kickback, you don't do it directly,
Okay,
but you do it through a layer of companies. Even in 2G,
I know you pay
as you know, the CBI has made the same allocation against the DMK.
You pay 2 crore rupees. You get interest on it also. You get shares. You get dividend, and you get a coal block also. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It could well be
Is
argued.
that the issue you want to discuss with me right now?
It could well be argued.
Is that the issue you want to discuss with me right now, or you want to discuss regarding the judgment?
I'm saying it's connected because the judgment
No,
is
it's
pointing out
connected.
about illegality and wrongdoing.
This is something happened
and here you have the
2006 and
CBI
7.
and
coal
the
blocks have
enforcement
been
directorate.
cancelled since allocated since 1993. I think that's the issue here.
Yes,
We are not discussing about some particular case here. You discussed with me the whole process.
Of course, I am discussing with you the process, but the argument being made by the court in response to the petition is that there is something illegal and flawed in the process.
If we have
and the CBI is probing it.
I'm not saying the whole process. Suppose if we have done wrong,
Yes.
it is being probed. If we have done wrong, we will be held guilty for that. But if we have not done anything wrong, we can't paint everyone with the same brush.
But you deny, just so that the viewers understand,
Absolutely.
you deny any wrongdoing, you deny any quid pro quo.
Vehemently that we have not done any wrongdoing. We are very proud of what we have done. We have created wealth for this country. We have done great economic activity for this country. I mean, we are very proud of that in GSPL.
Then why is the CBI probing GSPL if everything is so above board?
Why don't you ask CBI that?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you to ask CBI. How can I say that why is CBI probing us? CBI is probing us. If I file a FIR against you, police would be probing you.
Would the evidence that the CBI has confronted you with, because you've also been questioned by them, do you think there is any credible evidence they have? What sort of evidence did they present before you?
Avi, on this, I have said that this issue is under investigation.
Okay.
It is not proper for me to talk, but I don't think you get this. You're again and again coming on this issue. I think the issue here is you should be talking about this judgment. That's what you wanted to discuss.
Okay, let's talk about the judgment. Let's talk about the judgment. And one of the things the judgment says, in addition to cancelling the blocks which are not in operation, they've also cancelled those blocks which are in operation. And not only have they done that, they've also asked all of you who are mining, who've been mining for so many years, to pay a royalty of rupees 295 per metric ton. One calculation is that your company is going to have to pay somewhere in the range of 2 to 3,000 crores.
Okay.
Is that a realistic calculation? This is on the basis of a city group report.
Maybe.
Will you be able to pay this 2 to 3,000
No, we will not be able to pay. We have not made any kind of provisions for this. So we are going to go and plead our case in front of the court, and we will because even the government when the Attorney General argued for this point,
Yes.
they had said that the plea was that coal blocks should be saved, the operating coal block should be saved, and they should be asked to pay this penalty. The case was never that they should be cancelled and this penalty should
Mr.
be
Jindal,
charged.
let me ask you this. You
Yeah, Mr.
seem
Jain.
to suggest that you're in some ways a victim here of an arbitrary decision. But the fact is that you've also
I'm
done
not saying
extremely
arbitrary.
well.
Yes.
May I just finish? You've also done extremely well. The fact that you've had a captive coal block has allowed your company to make huge profits. One number I have from your own filings, in 2010-11, you made a profit of 1,762 crores.
Okay.
Right? Now, that's just in 1 year. That suggests to me that actually having a captive coal block
But this
was
is,
extremely beneficial
if,
to you and to your company.
If we have made this profit after investing 30,000 crores,
This
have you valued
this is
that?
just
That we have also invested 30,000 crores and
no, this
our
is-
investment of
but this is
30,000
crores is overall.
Yeah, 30,000 crores.
But this is just from your power project, I'm told, in which you only invested 4,300 crores in Chhattisgarh. This is just from that.
This is not just from the power plant alone, and this would be from other things also. And if we do operate our power plant well, and in fact, if you see some reports, they would say whether we had bought the coal, because our coal cost is no different than the coal cost from Coal India Limited.
How is that possible? It's a captive.
It is possible.
It's a
So
captive
what?
coal block. You
Because-
surely are getting coal at a much cheaper rate
it's
than if
not-
you were to buy it from Coal India.
The coal in our case, in fact, to mine is much more than Coal India. We have to remove 5 cubic meters of overburden to get 1 ton of coal, whereas
Mr.
Coal
Jindal,
India.
Mr. Jindal, if
Mr.
that was the
Jain,
case, if
yes,
that was the case,
yes.
you would surely not be showing profits of nearly 2,000 crores in just 1 year. Obviously, you have a very good deal. Let me put it to you that you are selling power. The argument that's being made, and some have been critical of this, is that you are selling power at merchant rates. You're selling power in the open market, while actually those of you who got captive coal are meant to enter into long-term PPAs with state governments, power purchase agreements,
Initially-
so that the beneficiary is the consumer of the
Yes,
fact that you're getting
yes.
cheaper coal.
So
but you're not doing that.
Whatever power you sell, a portion of the power we do sell in the merchant market. We
You sell
at
most
what-
of your power in
no,
the
no,
merchant
no.
rate.
A portion of it we sell in the merchant market. We sell from 1.5 rupees also, depending on the market.
Yes.
But the average is around 3.5 rupees. If you see the last few years,
Yes.
when we started to generate power in the year 2008, 2009,
Yes.
at that time the prices were high. But because of availability of power has been good, the prices have only come down. So by
But hold on,
increasing,
this is getting too technical for the ordinary viewer. The ordinary viewer wants to know that here is Naveen Jindal who gets, who gets captive coal, which means that you're getting coal at a cheaper rate than you can get in the
So tell me
market
something.
to your competitors,
No,
but
you
you are
all
saying
the-
you're getting
no, no,
cheaper
no.
coal,
This
but you're
cheaper-
selling it at a higher rate.
So this cheaper
Surely that
coal-
seems unfair.
So that means I should make my coal more expensive. What the argument you're trying to make?
No.
No. Listen to me. I don't
You
interrupt
shouldn't
you.
make your
No.
You should
The-
make your
the-
coal
the
more
difficult-
expensive. You should
the
sell your
difficult-
power at a reasonable rate with
Why
a
don't-
long-term PPA
No,
with,
why
with
don't
state
you
governments.
sell your ads in your NDTV at a reasonable price? You charge from the market.
Mr.
Whatever
Jindal, we're
you're
not
able to
talking of
charge.
NDTV, we're talking of
No,
Naveen
I'm
Jindal.
talking NDTV. We are in the
But this
in a
is an
market.
interview with you,
No,
not with me.
we are in a market economy. I'll sell power at whatever is the market rate. I can't charge, and I have to be most competitive. Whether I'm supplying to someone through a PPA or whether I'm
Okay.
selling in the merchant market, they buy whoever is selling at the most competitive rate at that time.
All right, Mr. Jindal, let me ask you this. Some say also that the fact that you turned out to be the single largest beneficiary of the coal allocation policy is also because of the fact that you're a member of the ruling party. And that suggests favoritism, that suggests conflict of interest. What would you say to that?
I would say that all these are unfounded. We have been allocated most of these coal blocks even before I entered politics. What do you say to that? I entered politics in 2004. All our operating coal blocks have been given before that.
The operating ones you got before that, but you got a whole lot of blocks even subsequent to
None
that.
of them have started. None of them have started, and all those coal blocks.
That's a function of other factors. The fact is that you were allotted them.
This is the business that we are in. You are not going to be allocated a coal block if you're not a steel maker. We are one of the largest steel makers in the country. We are the largest.
But the fact that you're a Congress MP, the
So
fact that
what?
you're a member of the ruling
So what?
party, that you can actually influence a policy,
So
which
you
clearly
want to
the
say
Supreme
both the
Court has
points
found flawed.
That I could influence also, and then I had to pay bribes also. I had to do quid pro quo also. So you can't hold both the things against me. And then I'm the best performer also. So being the best performer, that I make the highest profits, I operate my coal block. Still, I should not be in that business. And if we are in that business, we should not be allocated more coal blocks.
Tell me, what is it that you feel that we should understand which I have not touched upon? What do you think now should happen? Because the court has come out with its verdict. What do you think should happen?
I thank you for asking me that question. I think that we have to understand that this policy that has been pursued since 1993 of allocating coal blocks to private companies, only half the blocks have been given to private companies. The rest of them, all these government companies are there, correct?
Yes.
So, by giving away these coal blocks, allocating these coal blocks, not to sell coal, but to set up power plants, to steel plants, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, had said these are temples of modern India. For creating temples of modern India, for investing heavily into them, which has led to more than 4 lakh crores of investment, more than 1 crore people, more than 10 million people getting employment.
What are you saying? No, so
I'm saying that we have followed the policies of the government. It is the credibility of Government of India that is at stake.
But sir, the court has pronounced verdict. So you have two options. You have the option of either challenging the court's verdict or obeying it. Which will you choose to do?
We have the highest respect for the judiciary of the country, but we feel that certain things may have been missed out. Maybe we did not put across our things properly. We'll put across our things to the court. Whatever legal remedy is there with us, we will try that out, and then we'll see whatever happens.
Okay, you will try legal remedy, but let me put it to you this way. The government is saying, the new government that's come in, they are saying that, look, this is a good thing. All these allocations are scrapped because the manner in which they were done has been found to be malified. We will now auction these in a transparent manner, and people like yourself, I'm sure, can participate in that process and win these blocks back. What's wrong with that?
Sure, there's nothing wrong with that. We would welcome that. And we are confident that the new government would take steps, because the government does realize the
but then why are you upset?
Let me complete. Let me complete what I'm saying. The new government does understand the implication of this cancellation also. When we have full confidence, the government will take the right steps in doing whatever needs to be done. And as investors,
you're okay with the fact that the blocks are going to be auctioned in a transparent manner?
Sure, why not? That if today,
then why are you upset? If you're okay with it, that's the verdict.
No, if that's the verdict. But first is that we do not want to be penalized for actually creating wealth for the country. If we have played by the rules, and this was nobody's case. Nobody had asked, neither the CAG report nor the government had asked that we should be penalized for whatever coal that we have taken out. And for the future, I feel that our point of view should be heard. The good that has come out of this, that should be, because basically
heard by whom now? Because the matter has been pronounced by court.
So we'll go to the court.
You will go to the court.
Whatever legal remedy is available to us, we will go to the court. We will go to the government, and we'll put across our viewpoint. It's not only my case. It is hundreds of people are involved here. Hundreds of companies are involved here.
So number one, you're saying that there's a wrong that's being done. You will challenge that in court. Number two, you're saying that as far as the investigation into Coalgate is concerned, the allegations of corruption, you reject that.
Completely, vehemently.
You vehemently reject that, but you say that you will participate and cooperate in the probe to your best ability.
Of course, we are
regardless of whatever the outcome comes. And you deny that there was any favoritism shown to you because of the fact that you were in the Congress.
Absolutely not.
Mr. Jindal, I appreciate your taking all our questions. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you.